Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to go over a few things. I know that I put out this kind of structure of how you and I are going to start opening back up Holy Rosary, and it's going to go through several phases: phase 1, 2, 3, 4, however many it takes. So I just want to go over a few things. First off, I just want to remind you that you are not under any obligation to go to Mass during the pandemic. So if you choose, to stay home because of health, or because of age, or because you're afraid, don't worry about that. And the Cardinal has made that very clear, that right now you are not under obligation to go to Sunday Mass. And it's very important for everyone to realize that everyone is not going to be able to come to Mass, because we can only, in our church, hold 100 people. So as we go Sunday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, only 100 people each day. So I just ask that you try, and really try, and out of charity in your heart, try to only go to Mass one time, Sunday through Friday. Just a couple of other things. If you are staying home, don't worry. We are still going to have everything on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So don't worry about that at all. Our schedule is going to stay exactly the same for this first phase number 1. We're going to stay the same. The Rosary is going to be prayed just as it has been being prayed before Mass every morning. The doors. So because of how our church is structured, some parishes are opening on Sunday and some are not, but I decided, and my staff decided, that we chose to open on Sunday, and so that's what we're going to try to do. And we're trying all of this. It might be good, it might not work, but we are doing our very best. So everyone can come into the church from 8:45 to 9:15. During that time, you can pray in front of the tabernacle and have silent prayer. Then at 9:30, at 9:15, the door is going to close, and so you're not going to be able to come in anymore after 9:15, or after 100 people have already come in. So everyone is required to wear a mask. Everyone. Now, if you're under the age of 10, you are not required, to do so. We will not have them here for you, so bring your mask from home. That's very, very, very important. You will notice that whenever you come into the church, that every other pew is going to be blocked off. So, and try as best as possible to stay 6 feet from each other. It's very important. Also, a very important thing is that the only entrance that is going to be open is the handicap entrance, and that is so that everyone is able to get into the church, and all of us are going to count as you're coming in, and after there is 100 people, then everybody else is going to have to go home. So make sure to understand all of that. If some of you have been asking, how do I get my collection to the church? If you come to the church grounds, It's going to be open, and you can, as you're coming into the church, you can drop your collection into a box that we're going to have, and Ann, our business manager, is going to be there to help you with all of that. And all of our staff is going to be wearing a mask, and we are going to be being very careful, trying to keep everybody healthy, because that is important to us. Something that is important about that is all of you who do come to Mass are going to be able to receive communion. And so as you come up, I am going to put Jesus, the host, into your hand, and then you will step over to the side, take down your mask, and then receive. So you keep your mask on in front of me, okay? And so that I don't get you sick, and so that you don't get me sick. It's very important, right? Okay. For this first phase, only staff is going to be helping with hospitality and other ministries during Mass. As we go into phase 2 and 3 and 4, we are going to be asking for volunteers, but not quite yet. Some of you have been asking about confession, reconciliation. So for this phase number 1, this Sunday through Friday, I will be hearing confessions outside. What time am I going to be doing that? I'm going to be hearing confessions from 2 to 3 on Tuesday and Thursday. It will be outside on the George Street side, and there will be a place for you to line up, and a staff member is going to be there, to help you. So, and try your very best to only go to confession one time until everybody gets caught up on confession, because we want everybody to be able to go to confession. If there are a lot of people who are coming for confession, I will continue to add more and more hours so that I can hear everyone's confession. So that is not a problem. Don't worry about that. Just a reminder that the church is going to be open from 8:45 in the morning, and then it's going to close after Mass, and then it's going to be open from 1 to 3 o'clock every afternoon. And so whoever comes in for Mass has to leave, and then whoever gets in the second time. So try to share. So if you get in for Mass, try not to come for the afternoon. So everybody has an opportunity to come and pray in our beautiful church. Also, during this time of uncertainty and all of that, we are still going to have all the other buildings are going to be closed. If you need to go to the bathroom and you are not inside of church, the only bathrooms that are going to be available are the ones for the bazaar or for the sports, like where the soccer players and all of that go to the restroom out there. So it is going to be open and it is going to be cleaned every day, so don't worry about that. Anything else? Oh, yes, and our Perpetual Adoration Chapel is still going to be closed because it's such a small place, and it's going to be hard to get volunteers because as we were trying to plan things, we kind of talked, to some people, and some people are still kind of afraid and still are choosing to stay home. And I think that that is very smart. So if you're choosing to stay home, go ahead and do that. But if you are coming here, make sure to clean your hands. Make sure to have your mask on at all times. And try not to congregate and try to behave yourself, right? That's very important. 2 important dates that are coming up is for the RCIA. We are going to bring all of them into the church on May the 20th. And then for the first communion is going to be from Tuesday, June 2nd through Friday, June the 5th. And so Ms. Jerkins is going to be calling you and helping you through all of that process. So don't stress, and we are going to get through this. So as you and I continue through all of this craziness, we don't know how things are going to be. Is the virus going to, go up after everybody's going out? Is it going to continue to go down? We have no idea. So we are going to do our very best, to stay healthy, to stay hopeful. And don't forget that if you don't get into the church, or if you don't see us on Facebook or on Instagram, you can always meet us on YouTube, because everything is going to be taped every single day. So, do any of you have anything that you would like to ask about any of that real quick? I kind of went through everything real fast. Sometimes it helps to talk about things like face-to-face, how we are right now, instead of seeing it on a paper. And if you would like a copy of our plan for this first phase, you can go to our website for Holy Rosary of Rosenberg. Holy Rosary Parish, Holy Rosary St. W, and Holy Rosary Catholic School. So, is there anything that you would like to ask real quick? I'm not going to be on here real long, but if you have anything to ask real quick, I might be able to answer the question. I am doing good. Somebody asked if I'm doing good. I am doing good because God is awesome and He's taking care of me. He's keeping me sane. If you ask my staff, that they might say something completely different. So don't ask them. Ha 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 ha. Look how much your hair has grown. It has grown a lot. I am very blessed to have a lot of hair, and it grows really fast. Well, we have Jerry playing during the Mass. Yes, Jerry is going to play on Sunday, on Tuesday, and on Thursday. So the answer to that is yes. Jerry will be playing on Thursday. Let's see if there's any other questions that you have. I'm going down the list here. Hello, everybody. Is the mask rule for children 2+? It's my understanding that the mask rule is for 10 and under, but if they're old enough to wear a mask and you feel comfortable having them have a mask, go ahead and do it. But for a 2-year-old or something like that, I don't think that is required at this time. Should we stay at home if we're elderly and at a risk? Yes, that is a good thing to ask. So, if you're elderly, or if you're sick, or if you have a fever, if you have a cough, we are asking you out of charity to stay home. Not only for us, but for you especially, because if you're elderly and if you're sick already, you have a higher chance of possibly getting the coronavirus. I think part of the frustration of all of this is nobody really understands everything about the coronavirus. But it does seem to affect anyone who is elderly or sick or those type of people. But it's not going to affect everyone. But if you feel that you are old enough and you are sick enough or you have issues, stay home. And the Cardinal has asked all of you to stay home if you're sick or if you're elderly, because he loves you and he wants to take care of you. And all of us want to celebrate after all of this is over. So that's a huge deal as well. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. I'm trying to answer your question. If I don't answer your question that you're asking and I'm just talking, just ask it again. okay? Because sometimes I just talk too much. That happens a lot. Okay. Any other questions that you might have? So, this is going to start on Sunday. Can you explain about visiting the church in the afternoon? Okay, good question. So, the cardinal has asked us to have the church open for a few hours each day for prayer. And so at the 1 o'clock hour, we are going to open back up from 1 to 3, and we are going to start that hour with some prayer that we are going to video. And then after that's over, then you will have time for silent prayer. So the church is going to be open from 1 to 3, and we will keep the same schedule that you have been participating every afternoon. But we will be doing it in Holy Rosary Church. I hope I answered your question. If I didn't, make sure to ask again so I understand what you're trying to ask. If we know someone in the RCIA, will we be able to be at Mass when they become Catholic? That is a very important question. So, when it comes to the RCIA, those who were able to come into the church on the 20th of May, they will be able to come into the church first, and their immediate families. After that, then it's going to be open to whoever can come in after that. So if there's 500 people outside and you're like the third, if you're way down and you're not able to get in, I'm sorry. So every Mass at Holy Rosary Parish right now can only have 100 people. Okay, so so everyone is not going to be able to go to Mass. It's sad, but I'm happy that some are going to be able to go to Mass. So I ask and I beg that all of us try to only go to a Mass Sunday through Friday. Will morning Mass be open to us, Marion Hall, our church, or only live stream? Okay, make sure that you go onto the website, because I have printed a document that explains everything. But there will be morning Mass in Holy Rosary Church, and only 100 people are able to participate. Make sure to find this document on Facebook or on Instagram or on the website, okay? Will we be able to get holy water for home? Good question. During this time, we have been asked to not have holy water. Now, you're probably asking, why is that? Well, the reason is because holy water, dipping your hands into things and touching bottles and all that could help to spread the coronavirus. So you will see that there will be no holy water inside church at this time. Any other questions? All good questions. My leg is going numb. I'm going to stand up for a second here. My leg's going numb on me. All right. Any other questions that you may have? This is a really hard floor, by the way. Any other questions that you may have? Any other questions? Can we bring water for you to bless? No, not at this time. Yes, great questions. Okay. So please don't bring holy water in or any kind of bottles and all that. We're trying to keep things very simple so that everything can be cleaned, okay? Will this be on YouTube? Yes, sir. It will be on YouTube still. It'll be on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram, because we are still encouraging those who are elderly, are sick already, are compromised already, that they stay home and stay safe, because we want all of you to be safe. And God, He wants all of you to be safe as well. And I want you to be safe, because I want us to be able to celebrate after this is over. We're going to have a big potluck and party after this is all over. It's going to be fun. We're going to celebrate big time. They're going to hear us all over Texas, right? Any other questions? All good questions. Make sure to find this document on the website. Thank you. I will be staying home until we get further along with this. That is fine. No problem, Tim. Go ahead and stay home. Great. I will pass it along to our elderly friends. Yes. And whenever it comes to your elderly friends, make sure that they know that YouTube is always going to happen, that Facebook and Instagram, and but sometimes it takes me a long time to load. For some reason, my internet is pretty slow at the house, so sometimes it takes a long time to load, but I get it up as fast as I'm able to, okay? So I will put everything online, okay? And that'll be until everything is over and everybody is able to come back to church, okay? We're trying to serve you at home and serve you here as best as possible, okay? Any other questions? Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being so understanding and patient and super understanding. This is phase number 1, and we are going to see how everything is going to go. So pray for us, and I will pray for you. And so God bless you, and take care.